topic. We're going to switch sports for a second. Let's talk about the NFL a little bit. So just recently, the San Francisco 49ers moved up 9 spots in the upcoming draft by giving up future first round picks and also one third rounder. Do you guys feel that the 49ers should draft a quarterback at the number 3 spot, even though that they've already stated that Jimmy Garoppolo is their guy? Just given that they've given up 2 additional first rounders and a third rounder in the future just to move up 9 spots.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet for you guys. That was the dumbest trade I ever seen on the 49ers side. They basically gave away their future just to get the 3rd spot. And you said that Jimmy G is your quarterback. So what's the point of drafting a quarterback and moving up? That makes sense. That doesn't make no sense whatsoever. That was the dumbest thing I ever had. That was a win-win.
Hey, I counter that. There's this team out in Kansas City that traded up, and then they sat this quarterback for a year. And his second year in the league, he won MVP. I think his name is Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying that the quarterback is
unicorn,
but they didn't trade that many picks and stuff for Mahomes the way they.
Hey man, the Rams have traded.
Never will happen again.
The Rams haven't had a first round pick since they drafted Jared Goff. First round picks, if you're a good team, they're overrated, dog. If you can build a team, you can build a team, man. If they draft the right quarterback, which is not Mac Jones, go with my boy Trey Lance, they'll be set for the next 5 years, dog, man. You won't need that first round pick. And then you can trade Jimmy G for like a second round pick. You can recoup a second round pick next year, and you'll be good, man. Because Jimmy G got no trade clause. So if they want to trade him, there's a reason why they said they're not trading him, because they can't trade him if they want to. He has to agree to a trade. Because for some reason, I don't know why, but all these NFL teams are giving all these quarterbacks no trade clauses. Russell Wilson got one. I can stand Russell Wilson. I'm a Cowboy fan. I can somewhat understand Dak getting no trade clause because he's young, but I don't understand Jimmy G getting no trade clause. Like, what has he done to deserve to get a no trade clause? That's the reason why they can't trade him. So that's the reason why they're saying we're not going to trade him. But like I was saying, if they draft the right quarterback, because Zach Wilson's not falling to 3, and Trevor Lawrence not falling to 3, so it's either be Trey Lance, Justin Fields, or Mac Jones. If they draft 2 out of the 3, I think they're good, man. You can red shirt Justin Fields or Trey Lance, and then they can come out and they could be that unicorn because they got all the traits. To me, nowadays in drafting quarterbacks, a lot of people want to go off production what they did in college. Nowadays, like you see with Josh Allen up in Buffalo, man, some of these quarterbacks, they come out with traits, and then they go to the right situation. The coaches, I think Kyle Shanahan can make those traits flourish into a superstar. If you get a superstar quarterback, then no first round picks don't matter. Like, they really don't.
That makes no sense. It makes no sense because of all the injuries that they had last season. Why not use that pick for something that's for another position that could be very valuable, a piece that you missed with all the injuries that you had in the prior season? If you have a solid quarterback, why not just build a piece around him with that first round pick?
Let me go ahead and give his point across.
Let me say this. There is literally only one player in the draft worth what San Francisco gave up. And he's going first. They're picking third. So I'm confused. I don't have to say nothing else. Can you tell me the player in this draft that's worth 2 future first round picks in the third? That's what I need you to tell me. Which one of those quarterbacks you named isn't? I understand a future first in the third. Maybe a future first. Maybe just straight up, okay, give you my first and I'll give you a third. Yes, for a Trey Lance or not even a Mac Jones. Mac Jones is worth a third round pick, maybe. So he might go in the third round unless somebody just really is being desperate. But Trey Lance, Justin Fields are not worth 2 first round picks. They are not surefire, perennial starting quarterbacks in the NFL just as soon as you draft them. This is not the Trevor Lawrence of before. This is not the Deshaun Watson where you know as soon as he's drafted, this is an Andrew Luck that we're talking about, that as soon as they're drafted, they're going to change your life. Maybe Trevor Lawrence. And we're hoping that he projects out to what we think he's going to be. He's the only player worth 2 future firsts in this entire draft at any position, let alone at quarterback. So I don't know what they're doing. I feel like they're trying to make a splash, and especially with Jimmy Garoppolo, who isn't worth much, injury prone. I don't know what they're doing.
All right. Let me go again. Trey Lance is worth two future first round picks.
What proof do you have of that?
That man, my number one proof is last year when he played, they were undefeated. He didn't throw no picks, and they were the best team.
What conference was he in division?
It don't matter.
Yes, it does.
Carson Wentz with the North Dakota State. He's a top 15 quarterback in the league.
Carson Wentz is not top 15. Top 15? Top 15? Wow. Top 15, big deal.
Yes, top 15.
It's not like you're a top 10, top 15. Like, come
top
on.
15. I'm going to say top 15.
Top 15 quarterback.
Yes. Let me talk, man. Let me talk. Trey Lance, to me, has the highest ceiling out of any quarterback in the draft, even higher than Sunshine. But Sunshine, what Anthony said is correct. He is more ready-made. That's why I say if you go to San Francisco, you can sit Trey Lance, you can break him down. He has all the traits. Josh Allen was traded for. I think Buffalo traded 2 first-round picks to come up, and he was hot garbage for 2 years. But you know he was this year? He was the MVP candidate. Sometimes quarterbacks come in and they look hot garbage, and eventually they turn into something good. Like not
every quarterbacks come in and look hot garbage and they're hot garbage.
Hey man, I'm just saying, not everybody gonna come in and look like a superstar. Like, why not trade up, get a quarterback, and reset your team clock? That's one thing y'all failed to mention. You're resetting the clock. You have a rookie contract where you can pay everybody else and build around the team. They might be trying to do that. Get rid of that big contract of Jimmy G because he's not worth $27 million. And Rod said, what can Jimmy G? I forgot what he said. Something about Jimmy G can do what the other rookies can do, and they can still build. There's one thing Jimmy G can't do. He can't miss Emmanuel Sanders on a game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl because that's what he did. Everybody remember that game-winning touchdown. He missed the Emmanuel Sanders.
Trey Lance or Justin Fields will ever play in a Super Bowl in their careers.
Are we sure any quarterback? You can say about anybody.
Jimmy Garoppolo has already proven that he can make it to a Super Bowl and play.
Or Kyle Shanahan proved he can coordinate.
But Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback. Was he not? Or was that's a yes or no question I just asked.
Shanahan
was he the quarterback in the Super Bowl? And do we know for sure if Justin Fields or Trey Lance will ever even get to one? That is my question I just asked you.
It depends on what team they get drafted to. So if
they go to San Francisco,
Dan Marino was one of the best quarterbacks ever, only made it to one. So we don't know if
they go to San Francisco.
Drew Brees.
If they go to San Francisco, they can because Kyle Shanahan orchestrated the offense. He had CJ Beathard looking good a couple of games last year. He had Nick Muller looking good a couple of games last year. You give him a quarterback.
Are we sure that these two quarterbacks are better than Muller?
Yes, but come on now.
We're not sure. We're not sure. We don't know that. We don't know that.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Not played in the NFL. We don't know.
Man, I'm pretty sure, man. I'm pretty sure.
I hear you. Can't trust that. You can't trust a rookie quarterback in this NFL until he plays in it. What's old dude's name that went to the Cardinals before Kyler Murray? That is
Josh Rosen.
Rosen gone, disappeared. Don't nobody want him no more. And he was one of the top prospects coming out. One of the Justin Fields of the world.
No, he was not Justin Fields.
Not the best.
He was never
the second best coming out the draft.
He was never Justin Fields. He was never Justin Fields. Do not be disrespectful to Justin Fields. To put him in the same thing as Johnson.
Y'all must not.
You gotta stop that. You gotta stop that. That's disrespectful.
He was not Justin Fields.
I got Justin Fields being that quarterback in this draft. But Trey, back to the question though. Like I was saying, the 49ers got way too many positions they got to fill up before the quarterback.
They really don't. They really
yes,
what they need to fill? What do they need? They have a
Trey,
they have a defense.
Trey,
they have a defense.
Trey,
they have
the amount of injuries that they had,
and they're all coming back.
Okay, but you gotta add another piece to whatever that position is because you never know they could get re-injured again.
They got 2 receivers. They got Deebo Samuel. They got Brandon Ayuk. Come on now. They got George Kittle. They got 3 pass catchers. They have 3 good pass catchers.
They can use a third receiver.
They
need a quarterback. They need a quarterback.
Don't.
Yes, they do.
Quarterback is they need a quarterback for the future. But right now, I agree with all of y'all. I don't think that the 49ers should have moved up to the 3rd spot because, as Ant said, Trevor Lawrence is really the only quarterback worth that risk. What they gave up what they gave up, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is the only one that you
That
feel
is a proven
giving up.
commodity.
Right, like just giving it up. Not saying that it's not going to work, but right now, like pre-draft, pre-test, before any of those players get on the field, Trevor Lawrence is the only one that you can really comfortably say, okay, I'm willing to give up 2 future picks, three future picks for this guy because I've seen what he's done in college, and I feel comfortable with him transitioning to
and Justin Fields waxed his team all up and down the field early in January. So I rest my case, man.
So are you going to take one game or their entire college careers?
Hey, man, Justin Fields, we're being real. Justin Fields waxed that fool 2 times. If it was for his wide receiver his second year running the wrong route, he would have been 2-0 against Trevor Lawrence.
Are you going to take 2 games or a 2 season?
Yes, I am. Deshaun Watson, the reason why Deshaun Watson got drafted high is those 2 games versus Alabama. He showed that he had the mental makeup.
During his time.
I mean,
the rest of the time there.
I mean, so Justin Fields,
all of the other stuff. So Justin Fields ain't really done much.
Yes,
those 2 games that you're talking about.
He balled out. He balled out both years. He had 2 bad games his junior year, but his sophomore year he balled out.
He might go 15th. He might go 2nd. He might go 28th. We don't even know where he's going.
He balled out so much. Did you watch the tape?
Wherever he goes, he's gonna ball out.
Do you watch the tape?
Sure that Justin Fields is even going to get invited to the game? Are you
watching the tape? Are you one of the people?
Of course, I'm watching the tape.
So you would know. So you would know Justin Fields actually the most accurate quarterback in the draft. If you watch it,
70%.
If you watch him throw, he's the most accurate quarterback.
I know that, and I also know what defenses he was throwing against. We're going to see what he does in the
The Big Ten is better than the ACC. The Big Ten is better than the ACC.
You act like Ohio State wasn't dealing with a lot of COVID issues too this year.
Everybody was dealing with COVID issues.
No, not like Ohio State.
Not like Ohio State.
His
stats would have been better. His stats would have been better if they wasn't dealing with them problems. Okay.
Yeah, the Big Ten, they started their season a little bit late. I want to say late October.
I can't believe Anthony said the ACC better than the Big Ten. Like
I never said that. I never said that.
But you over basically criticizing his competition. But you said Trevor Lawrence is ready. The ACC is literally the worst conference in the Power 5. Outside of Clemson, everybody else is bad.
Is about going up against the best team in college football multiple years in a row.
We seen them get blew out by Ohio State this year. We saw them get blown out by LSU, and Joe Burrow beat the brakes off the boys in the national championship. Let's be real, dog. Like since his freshman year, Trevor Lawrence has not been like the best quarterback.
How many national championships does Justin Fields have?
Bro, all right, man. We're going back one championship.
Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question, please.
So what happened when the last time they played each other? Who sent who home? You only as good as your last game. Who sent who
why
home?
Does nobody have Justin Fields but you over Trevor Lawrence?
I do. No, not over Trevor Lawrence. I have Justin Fields.
That's what I'm talking about. Over Trevor Lawrence.
I have Justin Fields being the quarterback of the draft. When it's all said and done,
I have these are my top 5, my top 4 out of the big 4. I got Trey Lance 1, Justin Fields 2, Trevor Lawrence 3, and Zach Wilson 4.
You love black quarterbacks, okay? That's fine.
I'm being real.
Trevor Lawrence is 1 or 2. Trey Lance is 1 or 2, and that depends on if he really lives up to his potential, and that's a if for Trey Lance. Trevor Lawrence is almost a guarantee.
I'm just saying, he ain't no guarantee. He ain't no guarantee, dog.
Was Andrew Luck not one? And Andrew Luck was exactly what he thought.
He wasn't no Andrew Luck. He's not Andrew Luck. He's not Andrew Luck conversation. He's not better than Andrew Luck, dog.
He might be. He might be better than that.
All right, he's not better than Andrew Luck. Let's be 1,000.
We know who we're talking about.
All right, he got a little cool nickname, but since that freshman season, he's been overrated, playing on a washed-up ACC. The ACC literally been bad. Florida State's been down since Lamar Jackson left Louisville. They suck. Naming the second best team in ACC in the last 2 years that he played. That's North Carolina, and they had like 3 losses the last 2 years. He has not beat nobody in the ACC. He gets a free pass to the playoffs, and he either play Alabama, Ohio State. He lucked up his sophomore year because Ohio State wide receiver ran the wrong route and happened to a pick. Play LSU in the championship game. Hold on. Let me keep talking because I'm on a rant now. He played LSU in the championship game. Play actual real competition, and Joe Burrow blew them boys off the.
Joe Burrow blew everybody out. That don't
Oh,
count.
hold on. Let me say the next year. All right, then they play Ohio State. They ran to the weak ACC this year. They play Ohio State in the first round. Ran into the same Justin Field, who only played 6 games. They're like, oh, Ohio State should be in the playoffs. They ain't playing enough games, and Ohio State put 50 on them boys. And Trevor Lawrence looked lost, getting sacked, throwing picks, fumbling.
So
But no,
did
the-
Trevor Lawrence play? So
Yo,
with all
man,
of the
pack
with the way
them
his
boys
offensive
up,
line was
man.
playing,
Pack
and
them
Trevor Lawrence was
up.
like,
hey,
are you gonna really blame him for that? That's like blaming
I am.
Patrick
Hold
Mahomes for the Super Bowl.
on. If he's Andrew Luck, if he's so-called Andrew
That's
Luck,
like
he would've won
blaming
the
Patrick
game.
Mahomes for the Super Bowl. And Patrick Mahomes might
No.
need to go. So
But look,
can you be honest?
Ohio State was missing a defensive lineman, but they're playing backup defensive
You
lineman against
couldn't
Clemson.
tell. You
Hey.
couldn't tell.
But
It
now,
looks like
one thing-
Clemson was
if
missing
Trevor Lawrence,
offensive linemen.
if Trevor Lawrence, Andrew Luck, he would have won the game, man. He would have kept scoring
Andrew-
at least.
Andrew
was-
Luck won less than Trevor Lawrence has. Trevor
'Cause he
Lawrence
went
is
to-
going to be more decorated.
Because Andrew Luck actually went to a team that needed building. Trevor
I
Lawrence was a
can
ready-made
tell you right
situation.
now.
He went to a ready-made situation in the worst
I
conference in
want
the Power
to.
Five.
I want to put 2 steak dinners that Trevor Lawrence will have a longer, better career than Justin Fields. I'll put 2 steak dinners on it right now, and we can end a conversation right there. Bet. That's it. That's all I needed.
all right.
I got
One thing,
Justin
one
Fields.
thing I want to
And I
piggyback
want
on
mashed potatoes. I'm gonna
something
be
that
full.
Trey said. One thing I want to piggyback on something Trey said that I'm really intrigued and I want to see Trevor deal with is I've never really just seen him handle the team because every time they kind of show Trevor, you know, he's always calm, cool, like everybody say, sunshine. He's not really the fiery type, like a Tim Tebow type. So by transitioning to the NFL and him being the quarterback, the head of whatever organization is going to draft him, likely the Jacksonville Jaguars, how is he going to demand that locker room's attention? You know, how is he going to be a leader? And if they do start off slow in the season, is Trevor Lawrence going to be able to be the guy for that organization to rally everybody around and fire them up to keep them competitive, even though they might be losing games and falling short? That's one thing I do want to say. I want to see, you know, how did he handle those situations? Because at Clemson, we didn't really get to see that. Like y'all said, they was blowing people out. They didn't really have too many close games. And I mean, it was a couple times we might have seen him, you know, gather the guys together on the sideline, but we never really just seen him take full control and be the alpha male of their team. You know, so I'm kind of curious on that.
Jacksonville's winning more than 7 games this year. Mark my words.
Y'all guys agree?
No, they might because
They do have an extra game, so they do have another chance, extra chance.
I wanna
I guess
hear
we'll
that.
see.
I don't
We'll
know.
see, like-
I don't care.
Ooh, Jacksonville winning 7 games. Like,
They winning
boy.
8.
Deshaun Watson.
8 games this year. Mark it.
They're going 0
down. 8
they're going
games
0
this
4
year.
versus the Titans and the Colts.